Alright, okay. Giving thanks every time. Something new for today. Bring you massive value, as I would say. So, you know, continuing with the flow. A new week, a new flow. Something new for you. Getting ready for a new week, a new stream. Living out the dream. Creating my reality in the business. Multiple businesses in it. So, time to win it. Abundance every time. More abundance. Gotta do what's right, even if it's something Babylon doesn't like. Gotta live your life. Gotta be free. You don't have to listen to society. You can be who you want to be. No mental slavery. Just train your mind to be free and believe it's possible. And you can overcome any obstacle. And if your situation isn't right, don't worry, because the more fight you get, the more strength you receive. Every problem has a solution. And all you gotta do is stay in the light. And you will see what's right from wrong. And you know, just stay strong. Because it might seem like things are not working out for you at a time, but you just know that it's all about your state of mind. So just focus on where you want to be and what you want to see. So that would be liberation for all the people who are oppressed. We can solve a lot of these problems with vibe coding, with businesses, and we can create a lot of value for people, for a lot of people. You know, there's a lot of inequality in the world, and we just all gotta come together. Babylon will fall. They don't like to see us come together. But hey, there's enough out here for everybody. Way more than enough. Nobody has to lose for you to win. It's all just an illusion that they're trying to sell you. So don't listen to them when they tell you that you have to live your life a certain way. So anyways, getting to the workflow. AI agents is the way to go. AI employees. Doing my best to basically be the best in this category. So, that was my unplanned introduction for today. Moving right to it. Alright. Rastafari, give thanks every time. Check it in the Geneva Conference. Wise words. Dashboard is up. Dashboard is up. Here we go. We're on the track. Last run yesterday worked. Awesome. So far, so good. Welcome to the chat, Tree City West. What's up to you? Hope you're doing good. Just finished your own vibe coding. No doubt. Good to be done for the day. I did my own vibe coding session this morning as well. And this is my second session for the day. So got in a good break. And if you want to share what you're working on, feel free. I'm not going to click any links. I actually won't even post any links. But if you want to say the name of what you're working on, then check it out on Google. Let you know what I think, give you any kind of like feedback that would be helpful. Or if you just want to discuss any vibe coding concepts, any problems you're working on, especially anything to do with marketing, feel free, let me know. Looks like New Zealand is leading the leading the way with AI financial regulation. Who would have thought? The first country in the world to actually or wait, maybe I'm not yeah, I'm gonna have to like understand this better. Maybe I spoke too soon. Basically, okay, that's not what happened. The regulators in New Zealand are not stepping in, but the insurance companies in... Yeah, okay. It's the insurance companies in New Zealand that are basically being the first ones to act. Because, I mean, if the insurance companies aren't going to insure your money if you're using AI, then... doesn't matter whether regulation is set up or not, because the insurance companies aren't going to cover it, even if it is regulated. Then I think that's like all the information you need. But yeah, New Zealand, I never would have thought. I thought it was going to be out of Europe. So looking back at the chat, just dropping by and checking out who's live. No doubt, live, I'm live. You have some crypto apps. That's awesome. Most popular is X1 Ninja, which is charts and stats for X1 blockchain. That's interesting. Do you what do you think of Solana App Store? Have you launched any apps on Solana App Store? That is one of my goals after I get on Apple Store and Android. I plan on getting on Solana. But why not? Let's check this out real quick. X1 Ninja. Guessing it's not an air fryer, and it's not Final Fantasy. X1 token screener. This has got to be it. It's like you're about 3 on Google. Oh, this is definitely it, huh? So is this like... Oh, there's a whole bunch of menu items. Okay. Pairs, trending. Interesting. So, is this basically just like purely informational? Kind of like coin stats, but just for X1 blockchain is kind of what I'm seeing. Okay, X1 blockchain is a fork of Solana. All right. So your favorite coins are Bitcoin, Solana, and X1. Tokens on X1 similar to how Solana has memes, just a much smaller network. Alright. Interesting. So then I guess that would definitely, this would be like perfect for Solana. Token profile submissions now live. What is this? You can submit your own token through this site. This is cool. This is something I was not aware of. Did not know this was a part of Solana. And I'm guessing these are all on the Solana, like you buy it through Solana. So that's even better. Like this makes me even want to get a Solana phone even more. Like at first I was just gonna put my app on the Solana store, but now I'm like, I should get a Solana phone so I can get a better understanding of like how that phone works and like how apps work on there, because I really feel like that's gonna be like the future of apps. I think Apple's always gonna be there, but I think the Solana phone's gonna get popular. You are welcome, and no worries. Always free anytime to bring through new projects. I really enjoy seeing what people are building. It really helps me like get a better understanding of what's possible. And if you want to check out, it looks like you're on YouTube, so in the description there should be a link for Stackivate, or you can Google Stackivate. And if you want, let me know what you think. So X1 blockchain is from Jack Levin, who is one of the original Googlers. Number 22. I think you mean like the 22nd like employee to be hired by Google. So I've never heard of Jack Levin, but that says a lot because Google's got to be like 20 years old. I'm thinking something like that. So he's probably first year hire. You have the Solana phone. Oh, that's awesome. Nice Android phone with a wallet and Solana store. You have a video about it on your channel. Probably have to check that out. I've been doing some research on it, but sounds like it's pretty new and not many people have it. So I'll definitely after the stream probably go and check that out. Thanks for letting me know. That is oh yeah, and like, so have you submitted an app to Solana, and like is the process, I guess if you have submitted apps to the Apple Store or Android, and you can compare that to Solana, like if Solana is more difficult, less difficult. It looks to me like it's about the same, but I was just doing research. I haven't actually tried it. Looking at the chat, I hear you. Mine's web only right now too, so I want to get it a little bit better first. The main thing is with the App Store. It's like each time you change it, you got to resubmit it unless it's a cert. Like I have to refactor it basically, and that just hasn't been something I've like wanted to do until I feel like I've done some more like bug fixes and stuff. But thinking maybe by like the next week. Definitely, same to you. Keep cooking up too, and definitely love to see all the ideas myself too. And this is an awesome community. Vibe coders, devs, coders in general are really awesome people. I'm more like entrepreneur background, but just like everybody's super creative for the most part, sharing good ideas. I feel like it's really like abundance. You know, we're all about providing value, and that's the main thing I'm seeing from like business mindset is like focus on providing the value, and then the money will come. There's a ton more. There's so many more like big problems that we can solve. This is just the beginning. Like we get good at vibe coding, start solving like problems that we understand right now and see what's possible. And the more we build, the more our minds will expand. And this is like massive expansion. Like starting vibe coding and learning all this stuff has like expanded my mind a ton. It's almost like traveling across the world. But I mean, definitely a really good skill, and like we'll just get better and better at solving bigger and bigger problems. And really, like for how many resources there are in the world, people should be living so much better. And we have the ability to do that. So give thanks every time. Self-driving money agent that moves idle cash into higher yield accounts without pre-transaction approval. Hmm. I was just looking at this company and this new business called Kosh AI. It's finance, and it seems like its main feature is financial reconciliation, which I kind of understand. But for the most part, this app seems like it's doing a lot. Seems like it's for businesses. Can you do a little bit of research and give me the basics on like what this app is doing and help me understand it better? Oh, it's B2B. Yes. Let me know how it's better and if there's any ways that it is worse. And from what I understand, this is like the data is private. Is this true? Even though it's connecting to your bank. That's like one of the big things I'm still confused about. And I just had I just had a really good idea. All right. I was learning about Kosh AI, and I had a very good idea. That I can basically build a similar system that is customized for my business. Based on this concept. And find ways to make a boilerplate if it's possible. So the main thing about this is it's like a solution that I was like already kind of thinking about, but it's also making it so that the data is private. So I feel like I can build something like this, but better because it would be more customized. So I should try that with Stackivate and see what happens. I'm sure if anything, at least I'll learn, even if it doesn't work out the way I was thinking. See, overkill for small businesses. If a company does 50 sales a month, Kosh provides zero value over a standard $30 a month QuickBooks subscription. It's meant for businesses handling massive transaction volume. So, why not make a version for businesses that are not doing? That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so basically, from what I understand, like to sum this up, I think as simple as possible, the tax companies that have been around for a long time, like the QuickBooks, like those basically expect you to already have your data organized, and then you put the data into those softwares. What this does is this organizes the data, so you basically like don't have to organize it. That's where the time save is. So you don't have to organize the business data. It organizes in a way that's super easy to implement it into one of these software programs. So it's not a replacement for like a QuickBooks. It's like an add-on. And first answer this, then I'll go to the second part of what I was asking. Yeah. So this is made for businesses that have a lot of transactions, but what I'm thinking is like, what about just for like my own personal taxes? Especially since like I'm an entrepreneur that has multiple businesses. Couldn't it basically just like, I could just give it all the information and it could do all this for me? Not this. So here's what I forgot to add. Like, I feel like I could build something like this that was customized for either like my personal situation and you know, that could apply to pretty much any entrepreneur that has like even just one business, if not multiple. And I could create a custom version that's like for each business, basically. So if I'm just testing it on my own business, then the sounds like there's some kind of regulation that this company has, this business has, that wouldn't be necessary if I just like built my own custom version of something that did this for my personal or business use. Is this correct? Am I understanding this correctly? Just looking back at the chat. Welcome in. C Films. Respect every time. I'm doing well. I'm doing all right. And hopefully you are too. And I'm sure you're making some good progress on the C Films website, as always. I have been mostly working on the AI agent stuff. Welcome back, Javi D. Yes, I am back with the shades. I'm doing well. Hopefully you're doing well too. I would have to say, give it thanks every time. So many things to be grateful for. And Javi, I was gonna ask you too, how are your agents going? Are they getting better each week? Like, are you noticing significant improvements? Are you noticing, because what I'm seeing basically is like, I don't really see anything that significant. I see like very kind of like low steady growth, but then like a few, maybe like once a week, I'll notice like one thing kind of goes backwards a little bit, and then I just have to catch it, and then it usually is fine after that. But I think you know, it just reminds me a lot of like training an employee. And now it's more like training a team of employees. And it's weird because like each agent almost has like its own personality. Kind of seems like the best word, but maybe not. This autopilot is super interesting. $52,000 investors allocated about $200 million across 7 public portfolios that were all built with LLMs. How is this like... I mean, it's like anybody can just do this. It's not regulated. So I can just have AI build me an index fund, or have AI build me like a hedge fund. That's strange to me. Yes, the evolution. The evolution of I. Can tune into the channel and watch me elevate and evolve. So, looking at the chat, you're saying you would have never gotten to where you are without them. Your issue now is bloat. They all have so much memory that it takes too much context to work with them. So how are you storing their memory? Do you have like an external database? I think maybe I was talking to you about this and you said you had like a vector database. Maybe that was somebody else. But I've definitely not had that issue at all. And I keep asking LLM and AI, and they're all saying that like the way I set up my database, that it's probably going to be like at least a year or two before I have any bloat problems. And then like the solution for that is to basically kind of like compact the conversation, so you can like, you know, maybe like once a week just kind of like sum everything up, and then the agents can like read through all the summaries, and if they want to dig in deeper to anything specific, then they can like, you know, look at like the full data, I guess. Right now you're going through a repo cleanup to optimize the entire app repo, including skills, MD files, and CSS stuff, Python. Go from there. It needed to happen. I've like done like one round of cleanup, but it's probably time to like check into it again. I'm gonna take a note. Thanks for bringing that up. I've not done a cleanup in a while. Research doing another round of cleanup for all my apps. Optimize the entire app repo, including skills, MD files, CSS stuff, Python, and go from there. Yes, I have noticed that. I think I hear what you're saying with the, you would have never gotten to where you are without them. Before I had these set up, just this process that I set them up for was taking up so much of my time and like mental bandwidth that it was difficult for me to have the time and energy to focus on like the main things that mattered. And this is helping me realize like what is more important for me as a human to be focused on. And it's handling all the things that were just kind of draining my energy. So now I'm already finding myself that I'm like able to put way more energy back into actually like making good decisions instead of just like all this like low level task, time eating stuff that I mostly didn't even like doing and just drained my energy. And I noticed that the just overall the progress I'm making is like compounding. I'm making like not even like double, but like 10 times more progress now that like these agents are running. So I did not really do any research on my own to know what I saw dominating. I was too busy working this last week. And I mean, that's why I'm having AI do the research. Basically, I think most weeks, I don't really see that anything is dominating. I just go by the research. I don't really like that question as part of... I'm going to bring that up to Claude. I think the main thing that I'm seeing with this research getting things wrong is its summaries, or maybe some of its summaries on certain like features or apps or whatever were too short, that I couldn't understand it, and I'd have to go and like do more research outside of it to like better understand it. But right now that's not a big problem to me because I'm still kind of focused on just getting the right research, and then I can like, you know, go more detailed into the way it's displayed. But I did notice that repetitive problem that I was having like the last 2 weeks, I don't see it like I did before. So that seems like it got fixed, at least somewhat. So the main thing that I am super excited to make content about and understand better is the pooled investing with portfolios made from LLMs. Essentially, this sounds like some kind of like, you know, LLM hedge fund. And like, how is it like legal basically? And I mean, like I want to like build stuff like this, but just like I need to do more research about like legalities of it and stuff, I guess. Taking a break from this, looking back at the chat. Javi's saying I should build invoice abilities into each of those so your users can do what you do. Not really sure what you're saying. Build in voice abilities into each of like the agents so the users can do what you do. Not sure what you mean by users. Can do what I do. I don't know why I'm so confused about that comment, but it's no big deal. In the boxes like I was doing, no typing. Okay. No, you're good. I don't know why that just didn't make sense. Your users for the post research answers. Like my users for the post research answers, I'm thinking are like agents that I built that like take that data and then apply it to marketing. But I feel like you mean something else maybe. But definitely no worries, just trying to understand. Putting a voice button on the boxes would help because talking is so much more helpful than typing. So like, I wouldn't need a button because I just have like whisper flow. Unless, are you saying like, if somebody, like if like I have an app and then if like I maybe could put a button on the box, so if a user doesn't have whisper flow, then they could just like push the button and it would automatically dictate for them. I didn't even think of that. I didn't realize that was possible if that's what you're saying. I thought it had to be like the user had to have their own software. But if I could like implement that in my apps, that's awesome. Oh yeah, okay, so that makes sense. So you're saying users for this app. Okay, so this is like my yes, this is my personal app. Like this is not made right now for users, but I'm going to when this is complete, I'm going to turn this into a boilerplate, and then I'm going to customize it and basically like try to sell it as a B2B and a B2C, but like different versions for each and like customization. And I'd like to do that with each workflow. So In the future, I would like to have users, and then that's what I hear. Many people are building their own Whisper flow. That's like one of the main use cases that I've seen online for Fable 5. Is people keep saying that, you know, Fable 5 can easily make, like, you know, make your own Whisper flow. But that does make sense. So if anybody can make their own Whisper flow, then I should be able to just make my own, like, Whisper flow version that someone can just push a button and they don't need their own Whisper flow. I gotta do more research on that. Research implementing a button so a user of my app can click the button and dictate without having to have their own version of Whisper flow or something similar. Yes, I already still have like I think like 9 months left of my Whisper flow. And I'm thinking by then the models will be better for building it by the time that it ends, or there might be just like a better version. So I'm not in a hurry to clone it yet. But I do agree, like it works so good. Like this is not something that I'm like feel like I'm wasting my money with at all. Like I really like Whisper flow. If I built something, would it be as good? I'm not sure. But that's super, I think the word would be coincidence that you brought that up today, because I just watched a really cool YouTube video about Whisper flow and about their organization and the creator, the founder of it. And it was like following around the founder as he did his like daily stuff. And it was this dude from India, and basically like he started building apps when he was like a kid, and then like his first app that he did really well was like a different version of Whisper flow that you could like, I think you could hook on onto Google, and then Google, they like got like over like 2 million users like real quick, but then Google sent them a cease and desist, so they had to like shut that business down overnight. And then he learned from that, and that's like what led him to making Whisper flow. And definitely like dude was like a genius, I feel like. And it was super interesting to watch that. But like it was like I think it was like a 2 billion like annual revenue company per year or something like that. Or maybe it was just like a company valued at 2 billion. But either way, they only had like a few employees, and they had a like pretty like modest like small office. And I've not heard of Whisper Notes. I guess that's kind of what I'm doing with Obsidian, but I'm gonna take a note to look that up. Research what is Whisper Notes. I agree. We're them a few years back. Like, we still gotta, like, you know, it sounds like you're building your first kind of project, and so am I. And we just gotta put these out here and learn whatever we can, and then just like iterate and evolve, and you know, keep making it better. They're hustling, and it goes to show before long we will need to scale, definitely. Came out today or yesterday. It's going head to head with Notion now. Alright, and then yeah, take your time, do what you gotta do. I'll be here. A conversation, a decision in your portfolio. So the main thing I built last week was that feature. And I believe it was like helping people understand, you know, what kind of advice they were looking for. In a way of like, you know, AI handling everything for them or them learning. I feel like I'm just mainly like focused on marketing right now and trying to like understand what brings engagement and understanding just kind of like the whole space. It's still early and I'm still like understanding stuff. This week is so much better. It is difficult for me to even think of what it should do differently. I'm thinking I could add something at the end that's kind of like a summary. Maybe it like ties everything together and then ends with like where it sees like a prediction on like what is maybe next. But I guess it kind of does that. It's, yeah, let's say strong. So I started the weekly process, the marketing workflow for this week, and ran the research. The research is looking a lot better. There's still like a few like more things I'd like to cover, but I don't really like see right now what would be like the next best thing to add. I think the main thing is like it's not repeating, but also some of the stuff like I didn't understand and I had to do like my own research on top of it, which is fine for now. I want to focus on getting the research, so I'm getting all the like research I want, then I'll focus on like how it's displayed. But I mean, this is getting a lot better. Like it was like I was finding a ton of problems with the previous weeks, and this is like the first week where I'm really like struggling to like think how I can make this better. So if you see any kind of like way you can make this better or any suggestions, let me know. But this seems pretty good to me. So then you know, I read the research, marked it as done. I did the post-research Q&A, and I marked it as done. With the post-research Q&A, the very first question is about, does the headline match my week? And I mean, I'm kind of like thinking that's never really gonna be a good answer to that question. It's like kind of a bad question. I guess no questions are bad questions, but the way I'm seeing it is like I'm not really doing research outside of this. Like this is my research. Like it doesn't make sense to me to do like extra research when this can like do it all. I feel like it's going to be rare where I like randomly stumble across something that is going to be like better than what you're coming up with. And like I'm still pretty new to this, like, you know, this fintech niche for building and stuff like that. I mean, I've been, you know, investing for a long time, but as far as like features and the niche and the AI side of it, it's also new. I feel like I'd have to like go digging really deep to find something better than you're coming up with on this research. So let me know. Do you think that's still a good question? Do you think there's like a better way to phrase it to get like better data that we can use? And then now it says you are here for the news video. I clicked on it, and then I clicked the first card to like choose an idea, and it's saying that there's no ideas yet. So I know that's a lot for one prompt, but I'm going to stop right here, and then you can address everything that I just brought up. Yeah. C-Films saying the C-Films project already implemented some features, so it will be easier to scale over time. That is a good idea. And I've done some things like that. But a lot of other things, like I get advice, just wait till the people come, you know, till it's actually a problem and then deal with it. But I don't know, if I could, like if I knew ahead of time, I'd rather get it handled ahead of time. And I think this is something that like tech coding agents I could build out so that they're like handling this stuff in the cloud and I don't have to check in on it. But that maybe is going to be like the next agent workflow. And Valley Edge Consulting, welcome to the chat. Man, cool. Cool, it's cool, no doubt. This is cooler than cool. I would agree. Looking back at the chat, C-Films are saying ChatGPT says based on the recently implemented changes to the C-Films website, you could save 10 to 20 hours per year. But as the project grows, you could be more. 25 to 75 hours per year. And I'm guessing that's what you're talking about for the features to make it easier to scale. So like if you do it now, then it saves you like more time of doing it later. I see what you're saying. I think that it's like way better to do that stuff ahead of time than actually wait till like something breaks. I think is what you're saying. That is good to know. That's way better. That is probably the best change I can make. I agree with everything you brought up and all the proposals you made. And the jargon is only part of why I don't understand it. It's more that some of these concepts are so new, like they never existed before. So I have to research them to like really understand what's going on sometimes. And I don't really know what the solution to that would be, because it's just like, you know, new things that, you know, and certain things I want to learn more about and certain things I'm not that interested in. But definitely over time, this will get better. And what I'm thinking is like, before I start with the first video each week, I would like to get the X batch and the email out of the way. I think that's just like an easy win to get out of the way. But the main thing I need to know is like, is me picking the video idea necessary before the X batch and everything? So Also, do you think it would make sense to rearrange the cards at all? Let me know what you think about this stuff. Welcome back to the chat. Ryuki Kobashikawa. Respect every time. Yes, I have finished the CRM. Well, I finished it as much as it's like needed for right now. And then as more as the business scales up, then I'll add more things to it. But for right now, the CRM, like there's really not that much there. The main thing is just like, you know, getting users right now. And then as I bring in more users, then I'll get more data for the CRM and I can build it out more. So right now, my main focus is on getting users. And the all the data from the CRM is accessible to everything else too. So it's already working. Like I'm using the data from the CRM to make the actual app better. Some of the first users I've got that started like the checkout workflow or like process, I was able to use that data in the CRM to see like where they were getting hung up and then make that part better. The hardest part, finding clients. I agree, but you know, people, prospective clients, you know, finding the right places to communicate with them, getting the marketing tuned in, but I am making progress. And like in a way, this is a new niche to me. I'm familiar with the investing for many years, but just some of this fintech stuff is new, and like the marketing for it especially. But that makes sense though, because you know, marketing drives users, and users are where you make money. And if the business isn't making money, then it's basically gonna go out of business. So yes, users most important and most difficult for right now. But I believe that will get easier over time. I'm 44. Yeah, because my birthday was just like a week ago. Yeah, that's right. I feel old to where I don't even remember how old I am. Like, I don't know how that works, but I definitely feel like I'm getting smarter and stronger every year still, so I don't feel old. Yes, life experience is the key to betterment. I would have to say, I've never chased after material things in life, really. Maybe like on a small level, but like I am more about experience. Got to be free. Got to be expanding. C Film's been working on scalability and maintenance for the C Films. Better to do it now than later. for creating new features and adding more content data to your project over time. So the main one I'm wondering about is like the new features part. I'm just not understanding like what that would have to do with new features. Is it like it just makes it easier to add something onto the project later without it breaking, maybe, is kind of what I'm thinking. I guess that's probably kind of what you're saying, adding more content data to your project over time. Ryuki is 19, doing college and learning stuff. Like me, no doubt. Brain power is the main power. And I would say don't stop learning. College is cool, but I mean, it's just like a new world now. Like, you can just find out whatever you want to learn and you can just learn it. You don't need to go to college anymore. Well, I guess depending on what you're doing, but definitely learning. That's something I've been like doing, like and I see it. I see it's like major. Like most people, they stop learning. Most people, after they're done with school, they're just like, I don't have to read anymore. I don't have to learn anymore. And then their work, you know, usually people that are employed, they're just being told what to do. So like, you know, they learn something and then they like just keep doing it over and over again, and they don't really have to keep learning. But like our brains as humans, like I feel like if we're not learning, if we're not getting smarter, we are going in the opposite direction. And a lot of times when I try to explain things, like, because I'm always learning and I try to explain things to people who are like not the type of people that are self-learning, I can just tell like they don't want to, like it's just like such a burden to them to try and like reason and figure stuff out, and it's like hurts their head almost. So, and I like learning, I love it. Like I just want to keep learning and learning. There we go. Usually study 6 to 7 hours per day, including the weekend. That's a good amount. And I definitely heard like basically like that amount of time per day is like the optimal amount. But most people can only read for like 45 minutes a day before like their brain just can't stay focused. Like from what I understand, like as human beings, our kind of like average level of focus has been declining rapidly. You know, so much like scrolling social media stuff, like our attention spans is like the better way to say it. So if you can if your attention span is you can stay focused for 6 to 7 hours a day, that is like a skill most people don't have. And that is really what can get you ahead, because I mean, look at all this like vibe coding stuff. It's so much learning and reading and like context comprehension, stuff like that. So like, you know, if you can only focus for like an hour a day, just your speed of building is going to be so much lower. Okay. Okay. Pick from the ideas, verify the facts. There we go. So looking back at the chat, if you build a Lego set in a specific way, you will not be able to add onto it unless you take it apart before adding the new feature on. In coding, if you build something in a specific way, you will not be able to add onto it unless you take it apart before adding the new feature on. This means if you are not thinking about scalability up front, you might have this problem. That is a very good analogy. So it's like say I'm building a house out of Legos. Like I don't always know maybe what the add-ons are going to be. But I think what you're saying is like it's way easier to like build something that has like a roof that I can, you know, take off easily to like add a second floor later than to build something with like a permanent roof. I don't know if that's like the best analogy, but I think I get what you mean by the Lego thing. That helps me understand it better for sure. So C-Film's coming through with the education and analogies to understand it better. Respect. And as a new builder, that's like kind of one of the most difficult things is like when I first started this, like I had no idea how this was gonna play out and like what kind of things I would be adding. But I did one cleanup before and I did a refactor. And I'm understanding much better now, like that it's just inevitable that you're gonna be like building and changing things over time. So like that should be like an agent job. I think maybe once a week, once a month, I can have an agent just kind of go through and do the scalability stuff. And people in Gen Z probably don't take much time to learn stuff. This is what I understand, that they take their time on social media. That most people, like younger people nowadays, they're flipping through social media so quick that it just basically like lowers their attention span. Because everything's all about like, you know, like more like the TikTok videos, especially where they're all like 30 seconds or something like that. And reading code does not equal great grades. I would agree. I think some of the people that I thought were some of the smartest people got really bad grades, and I saw some people that I thought were just really, really popular with the school and the teachers and everything, but they weren't smart and they got really good grades. So I think the whole grading system is super flawed with like the education system. Need a change. The grading system is like, some people just like, the education system is like one size fits all for the most part. And a lot of people learn differently than other people. So when you try to put everybody in the same box, it's really bad. And then like a lot of people, like, you know, like they internalize those grades as their like identity. And it's just like, that is something you definitely don't want to do. Because we are all capable of great things. And no system can define our greatness with some like letter grades about learning information that's questionably valuable. An essay is subjective, exactly, based on who grades it, exactly. You have the same essay, give it to like 10 different teachers, I bet you're gonna get 10 different grades. And I remember my brother, man, he wrote this one article that was like super interesting. And and this is like high school, and his teacher said that there's no way he could have wrote that. He had to have plagiarized it. Basically, like, he didn't think he was that smart and that good of a writer. And I knew for a fact my brother wrote that. And I was just like, what kind of teacher is this? Like, he should be like seeing that, like, you know, recognizing him, like, hey, this is like actually really good. Like, how can we help you become a better like writer? But it was the exact opposite. It was just like no investigation, just instant judgment. Like, there's no way he could have been this good. And it's like, wait, why? Why do you think he? And like, I've noticed that too, but I mean, that's part of growth. And then I realized, like, hey, like, these people don't define me. Like, you know, these people are just doing the best of what they have. And then I went to college for business administration. I realized after all my teachers that none of them own businesses. and they were just teaching me stuff out of a textbook, and I'm like, why am I learning from you guys? I could just read this book myself. You guys aren't business owners. But yes, I learned firsthand the education system is very flawed, and we have the ability to teach ourselves pretty much anything now with the internet and AI. Education system's probably just holding you back unless you like need a certain degree for a certain field. But I mean, that's even getting like there's ways around it. Like I heard even the best teachers don't even need degrees. There are teachers that teach basically like test prep and stuff like that, like specialized stuff, and they make way more than like the public and private like regular type teachers, and they don't even need a degree. They can just open a business and teach people on, like in America, like the SATs or something. And those guys make the most money. But anyways, back to the work. I have not seen School of Rock in many years, but I remember it, and I don't remember that quote, but that is a good quote to pretty much sum up what I've been saying. Those that can't teach, and those that can't teach Jim. Yes. And one thing though that like I know that teaching helps me internalize. So like if I learn a new concept, and then like, you know, like then I implement it and like build it into my like an app or a business, and then if I talk about what I did and like teach to other people what I did, that helps me basically like my learning process. That keeps everything like fresh in my mind and helps me like tie everything together and understand everything better. So over the years I've definitely like got my like learning process down, and part of that for me is like teaching what I learned. So like I'll learn something new and then like making like a video about it or doing these live streams. That helps me a ton. All right, nothing committed yet. Yeah, it's not there yet. Okay. Alright, so the main thing I noticed is still the weekly X batch. When I click view the post and give feedback, it's still saying that stuff's not ready yet. I do like how you rearrange the cards. That makes sense to me. So go ahead and find out what the problem is with the X weekly batch. And like I've said before, like, you know, there should be a note that understanding this is like how the agents are going to operate. So basically, the way I want it is like, you know, as soon as I'm marking done on whatever needs to be leading to the X weekly batch, which I think is basically the post research Q&A. So if that's what leads to the X weekly batch, then it should be that as soon as that or whatever leads to the X weekly batch is done and marked as done, then an agent, you know, however we set it up, should see that and like automatically provide the weekly batch, so that I don't have to, you know, ask you and then wait for you to manually do it each time. Yeah. So, like, I could have cloned this first workflow, but I decided to kind of like build it similar for another business project I was doing. And I would say they're probably like 80% similar. There's a few differences because it's like custom for each business. But I like this process. Like, I think in the future when I'm building out like a marketing, or I mean any kind of workflow really, I want to build like 2 variations because I catch so many things from doing these different variations. And I can just kind of like combine them both to find the best things of both and then apply that to the next one and just keep making it better over time. Content X run PY. Oh, I see what it's saying. All right, first thing I see on the X weekly batch, it's got each post, but it's not giving me the option to change the post. It's got a box at the bottom that says like, what would I change? But I want it so that if any certain post that I want to change, like I should be able to click on that post and then make the change. To explain it better, it'd basically just be a text box with each post that I can click into and change it. So if you are confused or have any questions, let me know. If you can think of a better solution, let me know. Otherwise, go ahead and implement this change. How is that not showing up? Interesting. I'll be back. Yeah, give thanks. All right. Also, one thing I noticed is the X weekly batch goes from Monday to Sunday, and the way this works is like I usually don't get around to doing this workflow until Monday, so I want to change it so the X weekly batch, the week starts on Tuesday, so that way I have like a day buffer. So it goes from Tuesday to Tuesday. And that way, if I do the work on Monday, and I don't get to it till Monday night, I'm not missing the Monday morning post. Which is what I'm seeing right now is like, it's Monday night and it's showing that the first post goes out Monday morning. So go ahead and make this change so that the first post will go out Tuesday morning. And the last post will go out Monday night. I'm looking at the first post for Monday, and it's talking about one thing journaling. My investing practice has shown me I research most heavily when I'm anxious, not when I'm curious. So I think I research most heavily when I'm curious. And I'm wondering, where did you get this information? Because I don't believe it to be true. Is this actual from my journaling that you're getting this information from? Because I don't want you to be like guessing and making stuff up. All right, everything looked good to me except for one post. And I left my comments on it in feedback. And I clicked save feedback. So what I want you to do is make sure the feedback feature is working. Check out what I wrote in that feedback. And then let me know how that would work. Like, basically if an agent saw that, what would the agent do? And then also give me like your explanation of, you know, what's the deal with this? Where is this information coming from? Because I'm really wondering if it was just like randomly like a guess. And I don't want it to be like guessing this stuff. I caught AI lying. All right, so now all the post looks good to me. So if I just click mark done, does that mean the agent will schedule it? Or do you think there should be a button somewhere on the card or in the card to say to schedule it? And like, you know, I guess that would be the same thing as marking done. So then like maybe the mark done doesn't need to also be there. Let me know what you think. And also, I want you to commit and push that prompt guardrail. That was so fun. I'm ready for the email card. I already clicked it and it's saying that the information is not there yet to read the email. So hopefully the structure is already there for an agent so that when I mark done on the X post that the email is automatically generated, or else whenever it would make sense. Like maybe I don't even need to mark off the X post. Maybe there's a better time. So then I don't have to basically wait. Like after the X post is posted, if I don't have to wait, like if maybe like as soon as I finish the questions and the research, is that when both like the X post and the email should be created? Let me know what you think. My instincts are right. Claude always tells me my instincts are right, and Gemini always tells me that I hit the nail on the head. GPT doesn't seem to like acknowledge that I'm right. It just like explains the answer from what I remember. But I don't really like talking to GPT anymore because it keeps trying to like generalize too much. And like when I try to use LLM for reasoning and stuff, now I kind of just maybe use it for a third opinion, but I don't trust it anymore. GPT too many times is just like tries to generalize everything, and I'll be like, well, I mean, I can see like sometimes it's like that, but what about all these use cases? And it's like, yeah, you're right. Like I'm trying to like generalize things, and I'm like, okay, stop doing that, and then it just keeps doing it. So that's probably my main issue with the GPT LLM. And then certain things it just like won't answer. I've never seen Claude be like, I can't answer this, or Gemini. But GPT, sometimes it's like it just like can't answer, like it's like illegal or something. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Welcome to the chat. Manish. Respect every time. Good to see a new person here. That's awesome that you think this is interesting and inspiring. I'm glad to be providing value. So feel free, any comments, questions, anything you want to understand better, anything you want to share that you're working on. It's all good. I do not like the from around the web section. I don't think you should include it now or in the future. I want the only link in these emails to be sending traffic to either some kind of like social post or the actual business, or like, you know, like a feature in the business or something like that. So, the only thing I don't want on the email is from around the web part where it has the links. Just from what I understand about marketing and email marketing, like I don't want to have all these external links on the email. I should only be like, if there's any links, it should just be sending people to the business or like a social post. And that's basically what I put in for feedback on the post. And I'd also like it so that like I can change the actual post if I want to, so that everything's written in a text box that I can edit. And just let me know what you think, like about my reasoning. Do you agree? Do you have any pushback? Let me know. Let me know. So looking back at the chat, you're asking, am I trading in real time or just building agent at this time? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by trading. I think you mean like stock trading. But right now, I'm just building out the agents. I'm not doing any kind of trading in the sense of like financial trading right now. Like right at this moment. But this is all about the first agent workflow. And pretty much just like running through the workflow and making improvements. But I mean, so far, I think this is like my third week maybe working on this workflow, and it has already more than cut my time of doing this workflow in half. And I can tell, like, right now it's all about saving time, and then like the next revision is going to be making certain agents output more quality. And if I can find a way to do it with more quality for cheaper, that's even better. More quality, more abundance, more respect. Awesome. So I'm looking at the email one more time, and everything is good except for you removed the content from around the web, but the I guess the title, it still shows from around the web, but then there's like the content is gone. So you need to remove that part that says from around the web. And then I would say I agree. The post is good. You can schedule it and mark it as done. And then I'll go on to the next thing. Let me know if you have any advice, pushback, anything at all. So I was looking at the shorts card and it was showing like what was scheduled. And basically what it's telling me is like, from me reading it, is basically it's telling me this whole next week they're already scheduled. But it looks like what you're saying is there's some issue with the TikTok IG repurposing to where it wasn't able to schedule everything out. Maybe only 3 drafts. So, help me understand this a little bit better. Because when I looked at the card, I didn't see that. So, is there a way that, like, if this happens in the future, it can automatically be taken care of? Or, like, give me an extra button, you know, letting me know, oh, there's, like, some drafts that are waiting. What do you think is the best way to handle this moving forward so it's as efficient and streamlined as possible and requires the least amount of time and work from me? Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. So I did not realize I was on the free tier for Publer. So basically, it sounds like what you're saying is that if I just get on the paid tier for Publer, then that would be the best way. And from what I understand, Publer should only cost like $5 or something like that a month. So that's totally worth it to me to save the time. Just the time alone. Am I understanding this correctly? And if so, I believe that the X, everything with X is done through Typefully, and then X, or I mean, I'm sorry, IG and TikTok are Publer on here. So if I do just go on Publer and create a paid account, then I don't need to sign in on the tab and have you do the browser control. Let me know if I understand all this correctly and if you agree or disagree and any advice.
need some time now to get things clear now, to get rid of my doubts.
Alright, so for another similar project, I have X, IG, and TikTok all on Publer, and it's able to schedule automatically, and I feel like it's like less than $15 a month. Maybe it's more and I just didn't remember. But if changing to professional only means that I can like schedule a few more posts a week but doesn't give me the API, then I don't think it makes sense. I want it to be scheduled automatically. I do not want this to go through the browser control every single time. That's going to take way too much time and going to be really hard to do with an agent. It is totally worth it to me to pay the extra money to save the time and have the agent be able to automatically schedule this stuff. So, before I go and upgrade, I want you to do some research real quick. Just to verify that, do I need the business account? And I was gonna say, would it be cheaper if I added on X? But for now, probably better to just get it set up without changing the way X is right now. And as long as it's working, then if it's cheaper to migrate X over to Publer, then I can do that. So, hopefully you can verify this stuff before I actually do it, especially because I'm paying money. I don't want to pay money until it's verified. So let me know. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Like, that sounds expensive. I mean, $14 a month to save me like couple hours a week. But not only that, but it's also saving me from having to be at my computer. And that is the freedom that is totally worth the $14 a month. Good thing I asked. That was the, I think, highest leverage upgrade I made during this session by far. And I had no idea. That's awesome. Okay, so I just got to do that part off stream. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna do this off stream, and what I want to do now is some daily reply session. So for now, it looks like all we've got is X. I'm gonna give you some screenshots of some X posts, and you let me know what you think. Yeah. Time to give thanks. More guidance in this time. You know, it's crucial times right now. You know, the world is in trouble. And you know, we got to be the solution. You know, we got to give thanks for the abilities and the ideas and insights that Jah has blessed us with. And give thanks to God and the Creator and the universe every time. Because if it wasn't for that, then evil would take over. But you know, we just got to do what we do and provide value to whoever who needs it the most. Got to stand up for what's right. Even if people think it's wrong. Because right and wrong change over time. Society might see one thing as wrong one day and right the next. So you can't worry about what other people think. If you got a good idea, if you see a way to provide value, if you see a way to solve problems in the world, just do it. Don't care what people think. Don't care if you don't get it right on your first try. Just know it's an effort. It's like work in progress. And a lot of people, I mean, like, that's your vision, right? Even if you explain your vision to other people, they're not going to see it like you see it. Take your vision Do the right thing. Stay in the light. Chant the truth every day, and the wicked will have to fade away. Those who only check for vanity and have no love for humanity must fade away. Like the songs say. And then one day your enemies will become your footstool, and you will be so high above them they will have to watch you elevate. All the people who want to try to stop your vision will have no power unless you give it to them. Inspiration, give thanks every time. Cannot plan these things. The inspiration just comes through in a wave, and I just gotta go with it. Alright. Outcome check. 2 channels here. I knew it. I knew we would think this one would be the best. Alright, for the first post you recommended, I did variant A. For the second one, I did variant B. For the judgment calls, just because of the recent thing with the X suspension that was like not even justified and they had to check it. But either way, I'm just going to take it easy with trying to only do like 2 posts a day. unless there's something that's like really good. And right now, then for the judgment call, I'm not gonna answer anymore. I just did those 2 posts, so go ahead and do what you do for recording all this. Do what you do. Alright, this just sounds like this guy made this up. Some guy is talking about like a finance guy. He's saying like a tree fell in his yard. Or no, he had to remove a tree from his yard. So he called the tree removal service and they charged it. They said that it was $750. So he asked them how many trees they do per week. And then the guy started complaining about how all these people who make 6 figures assume that he is doing the same, that he's fully booked and has no cost, and that this guy doesn't understand him, so he's gonna raise the price to like $1,700. And the guy's like, okay, that's fine, I should get into trimming trees. And I'm like, this is the weirdest post I've seen. Like but at the same time, see, this is like marketing, right? Because like this is the kind of thing that makes me stop and like think like this doesn't make any sense, right? Like I'm like, what? But I remember it. It sticks in my head. Like it makes sense, but still it's like no way no one would do that. Like that does, like who would do that? But that's good marketing. Like that's really good marketing. Wow. This is good too. What people think is happening. That the gold price is going up and the dollar is staying stable. What's really happening? Gold price is staying stable and the dollar is going down. Which is like, on paper, not true, because the gold price has been going up. But see what this person's trying to say. But just not as good at marketing as the last post. Not even close. Fully automatic. Okay, so you're saying you want to use browser control or have me manually get this X data, and I'm wondering if there's any kind of way that this can be done automatically with the agent. I feel like I've done this automatically on a different project with X. Um, I know there is like the SpaceX API that charges kind of per use now, but do some research and let me know if there's another way that can be done automatically with an agent. What? Okay. I mean, it's already working. The best kind of answer. It's free and you already built it and it's already working. Alright, then why? Good thing I checked it. Good thing I pushed back on that one. Looking at the chat. Big up, Gara. Respect every time. Hello. Hope you're doing good. So I just marked done on the card and verify the facts. I'm guessing there needs to be an agent that as soon as I click mark done for pick the story, it runs the verify the facts. And then after I read the verification, mark is done. Do you think then that can go on to automatically have the agent create the script? Then I would read the script and give feedback, and then the agent would automatically do visual aid deck. Thumbnail, description, tags, and community post. So like each one of those doesn't have to, you know, wait for the one before it to get done. They can all just kind of be batched. Let me know what you think. If you see any better solution. Yeah. Wow. Just noticing the time, and I would have to say that's going to be it for today. Trying to try out some different times, changing my schedule up. I think that I'm a little bit tired today, and I noticed my focus is not 100%. I feel like I'm probably about like 85% right now, my focus. Whereas like this morning when I was working, I was more like 95, 100%. So, just got to get better at coming on times. But I mean, I'm still getting like I just put in like 4 hours pretty much other than eating of focus. And I would have to say, made some good progress. that's, I feel like I have to say more, but I made good progress. That's like enough said. So, respect every time to all the massive. Big up yourselves. And, you know, gotta make the world a better place. Be free from evil. Stand up to the evil forces. And create things that will elevate humanity. That's what I would have to say for today. Hopefully you got some value off of what I had to tell you. And you know what you got to do. Go ahead and like up the like button. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Coming through with new information steady. Follow whatever it might be. And checking back at the chat. Have a great day. Same to you, C Films. Good to see you every time. And it's only a matter of time till these businesses keep expanding, scaling up.